It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from, or a Shandy I should say, from Shandy Shack. This is their Elderflower Lager Top, coming in at 2.5% ABV in a 330 milliliter can. I picked this up in Sainsbury's. It was kind of around the £1.75 mark for the 2.5% ABV Shandy. Well, let's get into it. Let's have a look at it. Let's see what we get. Let's talk about Shandy a little bit, shall we? Let's get it out into a glass, see what we get. First of all, before I even open this slightly awkward can, I have fond memories of Elderflower. My grandfather, who is still alive, by the way, he's approaching, slowly but steadily, he's approaching 91 years of age. But he always used to make a wonderful Elderflower wine, only up until a few years ago. It was that whole kind of staying in the house thing that got him in the end, you know. Stopped his mobility, stopped his movement, stopped him from kind of going out picking elderflower, and he was still making wine. And then the whole situation happened, and it kind of just, he was stuck in the house, he couldn't go anywhere, and being like, he was 89 at the time, maybe even late 88s. It just knackered his mobility. It just kind of, the pace of life for him slowed so much, it was unbelievable, to the point now when he's in a home, in like a hospice type place, which is a real shame, because I think if it wasn't for the situation, he probably would have still been really mobile, would have still been really, out and picking stuff. But for old people, it was really scary. I totally understand that. It was really scary. I'm talking about 2020, the situation of 2020. But anyway, quick story. I didn't even mean to kind of open up the review with that. That just kind of came out. But yeah, fond memories of my grandfather making homemade elderflower wine. It used to taste delicious. So I'm looking forward to this, and I've kind of got an idea of what it's going to taste like. Elderflower is a wonderful thing to use in alcoholic drinks. We got a one finger white head, good levels of carbonation, is slightly hazy in colour, straw coloured lager, 2.5% ABV, definitely kind of Shandy stroke Radler territory. Let's get the aroma. Just absolutely wonderful. Elderflower is one of the kind of the delights, the real delights of the wine and beer world. I'm really surprised it's not used as much as it should be, really, because it's such a wonderful aroma, such a wonderful taste. It smells so inviting, it smells so floral, of course. A little bit of sweet malt there. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. That is for a Friday morning. We're about to have a major heat wave here in the UK. I'm standing here on the 8th, Friday the 8th of July 2022, reviewing this. It might not come out for a few weeks, this video. You might be watching this and it's raining outside. You might be wondering what I'm on about. But yeah, I stood here today on the 8th of July 2022 in the morning of that, and the sun is about to, well, the sun is out. It's about to blare. It's about to be a big, hot, steaming day. And I couldn't think of a better beverage to start my enjoyable Friday. Enjoyable Fridays, I call them. I love an enjoyable Friday. Than to kick it off with a nice elderflower top lager, a Shandy lager. Now, this is much more than grabbing a can of Foster's or Carling and putting 2/3 of a, or maybe just about a half of a lemonade in the Shandy, and making a Shandy from a Carling or a Foster's. This is much more than that. Much more. This beer has depth to it. This Shandy has body to it. It may share the same carbonation levels, lemonade being very carbonated, but this feels different. This feels like it's been cared for, it's been carefully designed. It's craft Shandy. It's got a little level of sweetness. Not much in the way of bitterness. It's so smooth, it's so refreshing, it's so drinkable. I could quite easily, now I always start my day with a cup of coffee. After the cup of coffee, on the weekends I'll follow it with a cup of tea. But on a Friday, when the wife goes off to work and it's a nice day out there and the sun's shining, and there's no reason I can't start my day with a coffee and then move on to a few Shandies in the garden. It's not harming anybody. 2.5% ABV. If you can find a nice day, I challenge you to buy some of these cans. I picked them up in Sainsbury's. Again, it might have been about £1.50, £1.75, that sort of thing. But I challenge you to give this a go. If you're a fan of Elderflower, now there's a brewery in Wales, in mid-Wales, mid to North Wales. They're called Purple Moose Brewery. Now they make a terrific, I think it's called Pamplemousse. Ysgawen. I think it's called Ysgawen. One of their beers, anyway, is a delicious Elderflower golden ale. It is a delightful beer, really good. That is for me a beer that if I see it, I always buy. I really like Elderflower in beer. I would like to say, if you're a brewer watching, if you're a home brewer, if you're able to get some Elderflower, pick some up and try brewing with it. It gives off such a wonderful floral. This beer never seems to want to leave my lips. Amazingly delightful. And the other thing I wanted to mention, it was in my mind about 2 minutes ago whilst I was talking, was I find Shandy's too sweet. I find if you use lemonade, it makes it far too sweet, cloying, and just a little bit too. They've managed to knock some of the sweetness out of this. They've managed to make it where this is not an overly sweet Shandy. It really has been designed and made and crafted really well. So there we are. That's the Shandy Shack Elderflower Lager Top. Very nice, very nice beer. I mean, look at it, really good. Nice aroma, fantastic taste. Now I put off some of these Shandy Shack beers because I always seem to kind of gravitate towards reviewing stronger beers. Maybe if you're a beer reviewer, or if you jot things down on bits of paper, or write things on Untapped, then you might be the same way. You might be the same way inclined as to you always seem to be jotting down the stronger beers. But I challenge you to give this a go. It's really good. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.